Hello and welcome to another edition of HCC News. I'm Sam Machida Butler.
And I'm Rachel Madrid. Here's what's been making headlines around Hutchinson. This weekend, Hutchinson Community College will host the American Forensic Association's National Individual Events Tournament. Expected to draw around 1,000 people, HCC will be the first community college to host the event. Around 80 schools will participate, along with almost 800 coaches and judges and 200 spectators. Registration is April 5th, and the competition will run from the 6th to the 8th.
Two nationally renowned bullying experts will be in town making presentations next week. The Reno County Sheriff's Office, in collaboration with Communities That Care and SDAC, are bringing Joe Shalassi and Phil Chalmers to the Cosmosphere on Monday, April 8th. Shalassi is star of the First 48 on A&E, and Chalmers' expertise is featured on Biography's Killer Teens. The two speakers will present a free workshop entitled True Lies for Parents at the Cosmosphere at 7 p.m. It is free and open to parents and middle school or older children. The pair are also hosting workshops for students at the Reno Valley Middle School and educators at SDAC earlier in the day.
HCC students now have a better opportunity to help solve crimes. HCC, in cooperation with Crime Stoppers, has added a new link to Dragon Zone, the students' web portal. The new link will take you right to the Reno County Crime Stoppers site where crimes can be reported. The site gives you options of leaving a web tip, a text tip, or even has a free phone app for your smartphone. You can also friend the Hutchinson Police Department and Reno County Sheriff's Department on Facebook for up-to-date information on what is going on in Hutchinson. They regularly post information on accidents, crimes, and photos of alleged criminals they need help identifying.
After negotiating on Wednesday, the House and Senate have agreed on a final compromise version of the anti-abortion bill. The bill will make it illegal to end a pregnancy just because of the gender of the fetus, along with giving more information to the doctor before getting the procedure. The compromise measure would also block tax breaks for abortion providers and disallow their involvement in sex education classes at public schools.
The Kansas Creative Arts Industries Commission will be playing host to a series of public input sessions this April to help make strategic plans and activities for 2014 and beyond. They will be held on April 13th in Dodge City, April 19th in Hays, and April 20th in Wichita. These sessions are open to the public, and those interested in attending are asked to register at www.kansascommerce.com/KCAIC registration.
It was April Fool's Day on Monday, and companies across the internet released new gag features in the spirit of the day. From YouTube secretly being a contest to find the world's best video, to Twitter charging $5 monthly to use vowels, Google, in particular, took advantage of April 1st to release not one, but 3 jokes. First was Google Knows, a new feature that would allow people to search for smells, such as new car. Next was Google Treasure Map, which would overlay a treasure map from the infamous pirate Captain Kidd over the traditional Google Map and allow users to find a treasure near you. And finally, Gmail Blue, in which everything about Gmail would be different shades of blue.
Every year, hundreds of animals are euthanized in Hutchinson because they are neglected or abandoned by their owners. You can help save a life and adopt your very own fuzzy friend at the Hutchinson Animal Shelter. This week, we meet Jack, a cute and laid-back cat looking for his forever home.
This is Jack. He's a 2-year-old tuxedo kitty. He loves his head rubs. He's very laid back. He's just kind of a lounging cat. If you're interested in him, you can check us out here at the animal shelter. We're open Tuesday through Friday 1 to 6 and Saturday and Sunday 2 to 5. Our phone number is 620-694-1924.
Opening season for baseball started last week. Robert Klein and Mike Durbin are here to give us a rundown on how the teams are looking and some early season predictions.
Hello folks and welcome to The Score. I'm Robert Klein and today my guest is Mike Durbin. And today we're going to talk about the MLB season. How are you doing today, Mike?
Good, how are you?
I'm great. So it's official, the 2013 season has begun. But before we get started with the regular season and our division winners and wildcard teams, what did you think about the winter off seasons and who were some of the winners?
I think a lot of teams had good off seasons. I think the biggest winners was both the Angels and the Blue Jays. With the blockbuster trade that the Blue Jays made to the Miami, I think Miami loses in that deal, and definitely winners for for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, the Blue Jays very big this offseason. They got not only the NL Cy Young winner in R.A. Dickey from the Mets, they got the guy who would have been the Silver Slugger winner in the National League, Melky Cabrera, if he wouldn't have had the PED suspension. And then, of course, they get Josh Johnson, Mark Burley, and Jose Reyes from Miami. And Miami lost everything in that trade. They're going to start over from scratch this year. But back to what you said about the Angels, they got Josh Hamilton to make that probably the best outfield in the majors.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, you got Mike Trout, which is one of the best young prospects in the game today.
Rookie of the year in the American League.
You got Albert Pujols, which has always been a great hitter. I mean, he's always started off a little slow, but he's always finished strong. Then you've got Hamilton to back him up. I mean, that's unquestionably one of the best lineups in the AL.
It's going to be one of the best lineups in the American League, I think, as well. But the one thing they did lose a starter pitcher in Zach Greinke as he goes to the other LA team, the Dodgers.
I don't think I agree with that move, but I think they thought it was necessary to do.
I mean, they got a number 2 behind Kershaw, and then with that lineup that they got last year in the trades with Boston, they think now they have a solid team and could make a run at the West and the defending champion Giants.
We'll have to see about that.
All right. Well, speaking of defending champions, we're going to get started on who we think will win the 3 divisions and the 2 wildcard spots. First up, the AL East. Who do you like?
Well, in the AL East, I actually like Toronto.
You like the new look Blue Jays?
Yes. I think Toronto's going to be tough to beat.
I do think the Blue Jays have a good chance of making the playoffs, but the stability with Tampa Bay. I mean, under Joe Madden, the last 5 seasons, they averaged 92 wins. They're going to win the division.
Okay.
So now let's go to the Central, which was with the World Series favorites again, the Detroit Tigers. Do you think they'll win the division again?
Oh yeah, no, unquestionably. Verlander is the staff or ace of that staff, and they're going to be hard pressed not to win it again.
And Verlander get that big $180 million contract just a couple weeks ago. That doesn't
yeah,
hurt
that
at all.
Extension. He's going to be pitching in Detroit for some time.
Now, the division we just talked about, Josh Hamilton leaving the Rangers for the Angels, but they didn't lose a thing pitching-wise.
Now, the Rangers are going to be a surprise team. Speaking of the Rangers, did you catch the opening or the game last night where the Rangers Yo Darvish come within 1 out of perfection?
26 straight, retired, but he could not get that final out to get
14 strikeouts. He was masterful. And a ball that went right in between his legs. But he was a good sport about it.
He
just
smiled and
walked
just
away.
went on. It's like, okay, what's next? And then he got taken out of the game.
It was a great game.
But so who do you like winning the division?
I think the Angels.
I actually do agree with you, and I have the Angels winning. So now we're going to shift to the National League. The East last year was the surprise team in the Nationals. Do you think they can make another division run again?
I don't pick them to win the division. I think the Braves are too strong. I think the Braves takes the division this year.
Yeah, the Braves do bring in the Upton brothers, BJ and Justin Upton. The Phillies, a lot of people aren't talking about them, but last year Ryan Howard did have that Achilles injury. Now he's coming back, so maybe they can make a shot at it, or at least one of the wild card spots.
Well, I don't. I mean, their pitching is getting old now, though, and you got to figure these guys are a year older and they're starting to lose command on control on their pitches. So I don't think their pitching depth is deep enough to win the division.
Okay, but I still think the Nationals, with that pitching depth, I mean, they got Dan Herron, Gio Gonzalez, and Steven Strasburg, who they're just going to say, just go. We're not even going to pull you,
not
just
only
go.
that, you've got Ryan Zimmerman at third, and you've got the best young outfielder in the game in Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper on opening day, his first 2 at-bats hit 2 home runs. I don't think nobody's going to beat the Nationals.
I don't think nobody will beat the Nationals, too. So now let's move to the National League Central, where I think the big upset, Pittsburgh Pirates win the division.
I'm not sure about that. I don't think that they have the depth in the organization if their players get injured that's ready for the MLB level yet. I still think that Cincinnati takes the division. But speaking of Pittsburgh, did you see the April Fool's joke that was played on Burnett in the
Yes,
opening?
I did see that.
A resin bag exploded on him, and he was a good sport about it. He just pretty much dusted himself off and went about his business.
Yeah, he's just like, April Fools, ha ha ha. I'll move on, and let's move on to the National League West, where I think the Dodgers, now with Greinke, are going to win the division, and they're going to beat the San Francisco out for the division. But San Francisco will get a wild card.
I think the Dodgers have, with the added payroll. I mean, they're at like $280 million on their payroll now. I think with Crawford and all their other ones, that I agree with you there.
I think so. So, with that being said, World Series, who do you like winning it all?
Los Angeles Angels.
Against who and how many games?
I believe the Braves. I believe the Braves will take it, and I think it'll go all 7.
I think Detroit goes back to the World Series. They will play the Dodgers. Tigers in 6.
Well, that's an interesting theory.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike, for joining us today. And that's it for The Score. Let's send it back over to the news desk.
Thanks, guys. This past Tuesday, students in the HCC broadcasting program traveled to Topeka for the Kansas Association of Broadcasters Career Fair and Awards ceremony. The video production class won a 2nd place for public affairs program featuring our very own Dr. Ed Berger, while HCC News won 1st place in complete tape show. The career fair lasted 2 hours and gave students a chance to talk to professional broadcasters about potential jobs and internships. So congratulations to all the broadcasting students. So Sam, how do you feel about being number 1?
I think that our team definitely deserved it. It was great to go to the awards.
Yes, it was. I had a fun time being there.
Well, that will do it for today's show. Join us again next time for HCC News. I'm Sam Ashita Butler.
And I'm Rachel Madrid. Have a great week.